Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Forrest over here. Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are going to be talking. Today I'm going to be talking about the new teaser trailer for the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Um, so we're going to discuss it a little bit, talk about the teaser itself, and um, just talking about the movie, like what it could be about, like aside from the. Hey Jones, how you doing? But yeah, we're gonna be discussing the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Um, but I want to do something with that alongside that as well. But for now, let's talk a little bit about it. Mainly, what I thought was going through my head when I first seen that on my recommended. I was actually on my TV. I was watching YouTube on my TV, like I sometimes do. And then I noticed it said Five Nights at Freddy's official teaser trailer. You haven't seen it yet? Oh, we're gonna see it. But anyway, so when I first seen it on my recommended, and I seen the teaser trailer, I was like, okay, this has to be a fan made trailer, like all the ones that we may or may not have seen before. Um, but then I looked at the username I looked at the channel name, and it was by One Universal Pictures, the same company that is currently still giving us the Super Mario Brothers movie in theaters, as well as digitally. If you are the type that we're not able to see it in theaters, there's that option for you. But just know that the amount of money you're going to be spending is going to be between $25 to $30, depending on whether you choose to rent it or buy it on the YouTube movies. With that being said, um, let me show you the teaser trailer. And if you guys like what you're seeing or you want to say what your thoughts and opinions on it, it's going to be on the Universal Pictures channel. It's currently gotten 9.5 million views on the YouTube. But without further ado, watch this.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where fantasy and fun come to life. Hit it, guys.
If you're watching this video, it means you've been selected as Freddy's newest security guard.
Hello?
We're going to have so much fun together.
And that's the teaser trailer for it. They even came out with the fact that it's going to be released appropriately, I might add, on October 27th of this year. So, and I do say given that is, let's say, Chuck E. Cheese on Friday the 13th. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, to be fair, the first game was supposed to be based on Chuck E. Cheese, like always, right? Every Five Nights at Freddy fan knows that. But yeah, on Friday the 13th. Could you imagine if they actually that movie took place on Friday the 13th? That'd be funny. um, but yeah, based on that trailer, I did watch it, and I watched it like 5 times in a row because I was like, dude, are you serious? This cannot be happening. Because, when it should be a good movie. I'm gonna hope so. But now comes the big question for me. But before I get to that big question, I do want to point out that, first off, the animatronics look really good. Like they really took the original source material, and just made it so damn good, in my opinion. With the added effects of the red eyes, pretty much like the Child's Play remake, that doll from the Child's Play remake from 2019. They definitely did that. Um, but yeah, that kind of thing is a good idea because it does let you know, yeah, they're evil. So be prepared for them to go crazy on your bum. Um, but now I do have the one question that's going to be an interesting question to ask and for people to answer for sure. I know that this movie is not going to be given a PG rating. As much as I'm pretty sure, as much as the Five Nights at Freddy's were kind of PG, but did have some PG-13 elements added to this video game series. But the big question here is, what do you think the movie is going to be rated? PG-13 or rated R? See, for me, it could really go either way. And regardless of the rating, I just want the movie to be I just want the movie to be more like the Super Mario Brothers movie that just came out a month ago, over something like the 1993 Super Mario Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's in the middle, I would not mind it. Like if it's like where where it's like, oh, it was great in in this kind of way, but not in this kind of way, I would still be okay with it, just as long as it's not like the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie, but more toward the 2023 Super Mario Brothers movie. Which, when you think about it, it's kind of ironic that they're released 30 years apart. When you think about it. Wait, 30 years? No, wait. No, wait. It's not been 30 years. It's been 20 years. No, wait. Has it been 30 years? Yeah, it's been 30, actually. I'm messing myself up. But yeah, the question I have for anybody that's seen the trailer based on it, what do you guys think the rating of the movie is going to be? Rated PG-13 or rated R? Because honestly, either way, like I said, it could go either way because we've seen a number of great horror movies that have been given a PG-13 rating as well as an R rating. The most important thing for me though is the atmosphere of the movie. Does it capture the same kind of atmosphere that the Five Nights at Freddy's video game series have given us? That that atmosphere of like, okay, when is the animatronic gonna come to life, or like, is it gonna come to life? Is it gonna go after anybody? Or is it like, or whenever it's just like sneaking around looking for somebody, or when it's just standing still. Because I expect at least one jump scare where an animatronic is going to just stand there, just stand there, minding its own business. Somebody just gets a little too close to it, and then bah! You know, I expect at least one of that kind of jump scare. And I apologize for anybody I scared accidentally doing that. But you know what I'm saying. That's what I want to see. That's what I would not mind seeing because I kind of expect that. So yeah. But honestly, I think that kind of I feel like that kind of movie is going to be a good one. I really do hope that this movie is one of the better video game movies of all time instead of one of the worst movies of all time. But I can tell you right now, regardless of how good it or how bad it is, even if it's a damn good movie, I'm pretty sure it is not going to amount to the same level of success as the Super Mario Brothers movie. Because dude, that movie has made, as far as I remember, either almost or a bit over $1.5 billion at the box office. I could expect Five Nights at Freddy's to make maybe half of that much. And that's being generous. That's being very generous because remember, Five Nights at Freddy's is going to most likely be a PG-13 or an R-rated movie, whereas the Super Mario Brothers movie was rated PG. So that's where I'm like, it's not going to be as successful. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be a successful movie in its own right, as long as they do the movie the same way that they've done with the video game that this movie is based off of. Which is, when you think about it, the original Five Nights at Freddy's. Because with the sequel, it takes place in 1987, I believe. I could be wrong there. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 takes place where you're involved in a haunted house attraction. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 takes place at home. Sister location takes place at a, as you can guess, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria sister location. Then you have Ultimate Custom Night, which is a game that I'm never going to touch, because that kind of stuff would be too much for me to handle, if I'm being honest with you. And then you have Security Breach. I have never played that game, and I've not really seen much gameplay of that, and gameplay footage of that particular game in the series. But I'm pretty sure it's going to take place in, you know what I'm saying? But it's probably going to take place in where we would probably expect animatronics to be at. So I'm curious what everybody else thinks about this movie. What do you guys think about this movie? Like, are you hyped for it? Or do you have any kind of problem with the movie? Or is it like, well, I'd like to see more from the official trailer whenever it comes out closer to the movie's release on October 27th, 2023. I'm just curious to hear what everybody else has to say. But for me myself, I'm actually very excited about this movie because I remember there were rumors going around that a movie was being made, but it took them long enough to finally make it. Took them a few years, but they finally took them some time, but they finally did it. I'm looking forward to watching it. I don't know if I'm going to be watching it in theaters like I did with Super Mario, or if I'm going to wait for it to come out on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever. Either way, it just depends. Because, I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie near the time of it coming out, and a good number of people who've seen it a number of days before I did, were all saying how good of a movie it was, and basically bashing the critics. Literally bashing the critics because it was a kid's movie, and they were looking at it through the eyes of an adult instead of through the eyes of, their inner child, which is what the target audience was. So, yeah. Do I think the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is going to be successful? Well, we need to see the official trailer, of the movie whenever that comes out, for me to give my say on if it's going to be a good movie or not, based on the trailers that we see going forward. But I will say that little laugh in the second half of that trailer, of that teaser, one of the creepiest laughs I've ever heard in my entire life. But yeah, so I'm curious to hear what everybody else has to say about this movie. But yeah, these were just my quick thoughts on the movie. If anybody says anything as I'm talking here, I will of course read it and give a good response. Of course, do I think the movie is going to cater to the fan base? Maybe. because remember, I mean, when you look at the movie, you notice that there is the security guard, but then there are some outside shots that involve a few groups of people. So that's going to be interesting in itself. But I'm also very curious to hear to see what kind of Easter eggs they have for this movie. But out of curiosity, what do you? So yeah, I've shown the trailer, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it on Universal Pictures YouTube channel. There are a few other channels that have uploaded the official teaser trailer for the movie. If you don't want to go to the Universal Pictures YouTube channel to watch it, but that trailer on the Universal Pictures channel, that was the one that I used see to see the trailer. It's already gotten 9.5 million views, and most, if not all, of the comments are very enthusiastic about this movie. If not very positive, but if not very enthusiastic about it. But like I said, I want to wait until the official trailer comes out. If not the first of two or three come out, but then I'm going to be doing a live reaction video to those, and then we're going to discuss the trailer. Whenever on the day that on any of the any more trailers that come out for the movie, well, excuse me, I'll discuss it. Um, but for now, I think I've said my piece in regard to this movie. What time is it currently? I might go live here at about a quarter after 11 and do something. Probably play some Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney because I haven't played it in a while. But yeah, so that is going to be the end of this live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed, and whether I see you or not at the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney live stream, hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And until then, this is Forrest Walpole signing off.